Thanks for joining us for a Trading Constellations short story. Today's story is titled Leah's Game. The wicker chairs were still outside Eleanor's antique store. They had been there longer than most people. Handmade, sun-bleached, their arms worn smooth from years of waiting. The open sign glowed in the window, wrong for the hour. Donovan slowed. He'd been headed for coffee, then the bookstore. That was the order of things now. He kept the small corner bookstore open himself after inheriting it from an uncle he had never met. Stepping into the antique store, the bell rang once and stopped. The place smelled the same: dust, lemon oil, old paper. Things were arranged with care, but not precision, as if order had been suggested and gently ignored. Young woman stood behind the counter with a clipboard. Tall, red-haired, with just the right mix of athletic and curvy. A detail Donovan instinctively noted to himself, her quiet attentiveness evident in the way she studied the shelves with pen in hand. He was transfixed for a moment. Someone he would love to capture in his sketchbook, if he were so bold. She looked up, startled, then composed herself. "We're not really open yet," she said. "I saw the sign," Donovan said, adjusting his glasses. "I was wondering if Nor was in." Her pen paused, just briefly. "She passed," she replied. "I'm sorry," Donovan said, and let the words sit. He glanced around the store, then back to her. "That breaks my heart. I hoped to see her before I went back to New York. I'm only in town for a family matter." She nodded once, eyes dropping briefly to her clipboard, her grip tightening around the pen. Donovan's gaze drifted to a cardboard box near the counter, half full of small, wrapped objects. "That piece on top," he said gently, "does it belong with the rest? Or is it still deciding what it wants to be?" She shifted her weight, surprised despite herself, and a corner of her mouth lifted. "I'm taking inventory," she said. "You can look around for a minute." Donovan was lean, with a slight, wiry build and boyish hair that refused to lie flat. There was a subtle swagger in the way he moved, a quiet confidence mixed with the boyish curiosity that had him examining every shelf. Looking too young for the hint of gray in his hair, he nodded and moved into the aisles, hands folded behind his back. Some habits didn't fade with age. At a low shelf he stopped. A brass letter opener shaped like a fish drew a small, unintended smile. "That one's strange," she said, watching him. "I can't even tell what it is. Eleanor used it for envelopes she didn't want to open," Donovan said. "Bills, mostly." She stared at the fish, then wrote something down. Farther back, a small wooden box sat alone, its lid half open. "I was thinking a broken clock," she said. "Chess time clock," Donovan replied. "The faces broke years ago." She looked up at him. "You're very specific." He shrugged. She was particular. At the mug shelf, she lifted one and noticed it leaned. "These all tilt," she said. I thought maybe they were flawed. That's exactly why she chose them, Donovan said. Eleanor always said an upright cup felt like it was judging you. That earned a quiet breath of laughter before she caught herself. She flipped a page on the clipboard. Did you know her well? Donovan considered it. I spent time here when I was younger. At the front window, a chessboard sat half set. White missing a bishop, black crowded with extra pieces. I don't know what to do with this, she said. It's incomplete. Eleanor liked uneven games, Donovan said. Said they made people pay attention. She frowned, not quite bothered, not quite convinced. I should get back to this, she said, polite but firm. Thank you. Of course, Donovan said, already turning toward the door. At the threshold, she added, You seem to understand this place. He smiled, small. It teaches you if you stay long enough. Outside, the wicker chairs waited, unchanged. Inside, she returned to her list, pausing once at the chessboard before writing a question mark beside it. The corner bookstore smelled like coffee and old paper. The air was sharp with morning chill, and Donovan liked it that way. It reminded him of early family trips to Seattle on the ferry, the water gray, the wind sharp and hopeful. He sipped his coffee, scanning a stack of books he'd been sorting and glancing at text messages on his phone. The conversation in Eleanor's antique store kept returning to him, though he hadn't asked for the new owner's name. He smelled a mix of perfume and hair product before he could look up. Dark hair, glasses, easy confidence in the way she leaned on the counter. This one was shorter and younger than the reserved red-haired woman he met in Eleanor's store. Her eyes scanned the display on the small table by the register, lingering on a book he recognized instantly. His own, written years ago in college, tucked into the dust of the shop. That one, she said, voice low, playful. Is it new? He lifted it, flipping it open. I wrote it a long time ago. Her eyes widened. No way, she grinned. I'm buying this. You can sign it if you want, but I don't care. I just love it. He did sign it. She watched, fascinated, tapping her finger on the cover once it was done. I'm helping a friend with an inventory at Eleanor's store, she said, offhand. Her granddaughter runs it now. Name is, she hesitated, then said, Marissa. Donovan's head tilted slightly. Marissa. He didn't know the connection, didn't ask. You too, she said suddenly, leaning closer, a little bold. I saw you talking there, cute together. I'd take you myself, but I'm already seeing someone. Her smile was magnetic, confident. She slid a crisp business card across the counter. Donovan's eyes lingered on the well-crafted design, noting with a small smile how the phone number had been cleverly chosen. I'm Leah, she said, watching his reaction. She gestured at his watch. Seafoam green. Wear something with a hint of that color tomorrow. Breakfast. Me, Marissa. You don't be late. She studied him, slow and deliberate. Marissa likes you, and I do too. A wink, a smile, and she was gone, leaving the faint scent of coffee and perfume, and a little unsettled heat in the morning air. Donovan felt the creases of an old book, sat down with his coffee. The pages of the book were still warm from his hand. He smiled, small, letting the chill and the moment settle in. The next morning, the little cafe smelled of toast and coffee, sunlight cutting across the tables. Donovan spotted Marissa first, red hair catching the light, shy hands tucked around a cup. Her friend, dark-haired and brimming with mischief, chatted nonstop, tossing teasing glances his way. Donovan laughed along, feeling the gentle, nervous pull between him and Marissa, quiet sparks in every shared smile and glance. It was a soft beginning, almost unspoken, but in the pauses and the way she tucked a strand of hair behind her ear, he felt it, something beautiful, just beginning to take shape. Yet Leah's sly smile hinted that her own ambitions always have the potential to overshadow the best of intentions. You've been listening to Leah's Game, a Trading Constellations short story. Stay tuned for a continuation of this story and others by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. Things are ready to start heating up in Leah's Game.